Today's focus is on sampling population. Our step one is to be able to understand what is a random sample. The second one is to be able to use proportions to find out about sampling population. And finally, we need to be able to work out what is capture, recapture type of questions. So this is what it looks like for each one. And here are your keywords: sample, capture, recapture, and proportions. So for the very first thing, random sampling means that everybody has the equal chance of being chosen. So a typical example is you put your names in the hat, you shake it, and then you pull up the number of names you need until you get to your number. Or you assign a random number to people and then you use a number generator to randomly pick out people for you. Okay, so how does it apply to a question as this? So you got, let's say Ben goes to school with 1,000 students. He has 50 random people, and 35 of them said yes to 9 AM start time. Use this information to estimate how many students in the school like or dislike 9 AM start times. So this is how I usually work it out. You put your sample over your sample total, and then you get your estimated sample from this. So you'll see what I mean when I do this. So you put these guys together because these are your key information. So your 35 and your 50 is here. That is equal to be your 1,000 with something over on top of as your numerator. So the idea is this goes here, which is your total, and this is your estimated sample. So what you do is you say, how do I go from 50 to 1,000? Well, easy, times it by 20. So from here to here, you just times it by 20. You get yourself 700 likes, and you get yourself 300 dislikes. Okay, next one. So this time you got 500 counters in the bag. You take out 50 of them, and you place a white die over them. Then you place it back in the bag. You give it a good shake, and you pull 100 counters. So in this case, how many would you expect to get a white die on them? Now this is slightly different because this is your new total. So what I mean by that is these two go together. So this is your sample total because that's what you sampled. And then you take out 50, so there's that. A lot of people make the mistake of switching these guys around. Don't. So your new total is 100, and you find out what exactly is your numerator. So from here to here, you actually divide by 5. So from here to here, you take 50 divided by 5, you expect 10 to have a white die on them. Okay, next one we're going to go through is called capture and recapture kind of questions. So you capture 100 bees and you mark them because you want to know how many bees are there in a beehive. So once you've marked and identified, tagged, whatever you want to do with these bees, you now identify them. The very next day you then recapture 50, but then 20 of them are actually marked. So how many bees would you estimate to be in a beehive, and write down one assumption. So same thing, you have two fractions, or in this case proportion, and you start with the second one first, and you lead to the very first one. How it works is like this. So you got 20 of them marked that you recaptured, and 50 of them are in total. Initially, you captured 100 bees and they were marked, so this is your first marked. Now in this case, you ask yourself, how do I go from 20 to 100? Well, easy, times by 5. So your denominator, 50 times by 5, you get yourself 250. So these are the things that we looked at. Now I want you to try some questions. Pause this video to try. Okay, same thing as before. Key information. This is your 6. This is your 20. Because your total is 1,200, you ask yourself how to go from 20 to 1,200. Well, that's easy. Times by 60. So at the numerator, you take your 6 times by 60, you get yourself 360. One thing you did, or you could do to make it more reliable, is actually ask more people other than the rugby team. You could do it that way. Okay, next one, try. Pause. Okay, after you've unpaused, you realize that you capture 20 and you mark them, and you recapture 50 and 5 of them were marked. So you put it into your fraction or proportion. So you got 5, you got 50 here, and you go your 20. So again, how do you go from 5 to 20? You times by 4. So you go from 50 times by 4 to get your 200. The assumption you made were, you've actually said that the purple dyes have not washed off, or that all deer were equally likely to be captured. So as a summary, you have this. Random sampling means that everyone or everything has an equal chance to be chosen. And honestly, when it comes to this type of unit, use proportions. These two really help me out. So you can either multiply depending on the situation, or you might have to divide. So these are the stuff that we worked on today. I hope you enjoyed this video.